everyone, my name is Baria Sheikh. I have completed Backbone Stack from Spark IT Training Institute. We all students are preparing for our interview placements. So we have decided to create videos. So today my topic is JavaScript eval function. So let me give you a definition about it. JavaScript eval function is basically used to evaluate strings as an argument and execute it as a code. It is a very dynamic code. It is a very powerful tool, and we should avoid using it. Let me tell you how to execute eval function first. Let me give you a basic example. So first we will be creating a variable. So first I'll create a variable name text. Then I'll be passing numbers numericals we can pass. So I'm passing numbers. To execute this number, I'll be using console.log. So let me use it. Then I'll be executing this variable over here. So the output will be, if we'll see the output, so the output will be $20 in the terminal if we pass it as a string. Now let me give you, if we pass it as a string, so let's see an example like that. If I add a single quote on the numerical, then the output will be different. So if we see the output will be different. The output will be, so what does this mean? It is passed as a string. If we write a variable as a string, it will only give a string output. So instead of, that's why we use eval function. So basically, if in JavaScript, if we pass us using eval function, it will be producing if we pass this variable as a string, it will give a string output. So that's why it does not give a basic output. So we will be using eval function. Let me give you one example of that. We'll add over here, if we pass this even as a string. So let me add eval function. If we eval is an inbuilt function in JavaScript, so we can use it everywhere. Eval text over here. And over here it will be the result. We'll be putting this as a result. So basically what we are doing over here is, this is a variable. I created a variable and I passed a string. Then the eval function will execute this string as a JavaScript code. Then it will be output. The output will be even if we pass this as a string, the output will be 20, because the eval function takes string as an argument and pass it as a JavaScript code. Basically the eval function is used in calculators. Most of the calculators use eval functions because it is used for basic calculation, and it should be mostly avoid using unless it's necessary. Let me give you one more example of how we can pass it as a string. If I take this as a string, what will be the output? first let me create a variable. First I'll name the variable and I pass the numbers to it. So first I've created a variable a and pass this as 10, and then I created another variable. Then I'll create another variable name as 20b. Okay. Then I'll pass this both variable as a string in the eval function. So let result is equal to eval function, and we'll pass this as a string now. Even now, if we pass it as a string now, using console.log function to give the output, so the output will be, if we pass the variable in this string, we are passing this variable in this string, and this string is going to be executed as a JavaScript code. This is the basic eval function. So the output will be because even if you pass it as a string, this is the basic function of JavaScript. So let me give you a basic summary why we used eval function. So हम basically eval function इसलिए use करते हैं to execute the string as a JavaScript code. अगर हम इसे as a string pass कर रहे हैं या numbers या variables pass कर रहे हैं, this will convert into a JavaScript code and it will give a output. इसकी वजह से हमारे सिस्टम में सॉफ्टवेयर vulnerabilities issues होते हैं. That's why we should avoid using it. It will give security risk and software vulnerabilities, और बहुत hackers का chance होता है, hackers से hack कर सकते हैं easily. That's why we should avoid using it. But we can use this. This is a very powerful tool. We can use this in calculators. This is the most important function that we are using in calculators. Basically, eval function, if you want to create a project, so you can use this eval function in calculators and it will give you basic output. Thank you everyone.